All right, let's make a video. Check out this amazing lighting setup I got going on here. Hey, what's up guys? I'm back again in my closet and I finally have structured out my next closet countdown, which is a video in which I do a countdown. So think of a closet, think about the wonders of being in a closet, think about countdowns, think about 1, 2, 3, usually going to 10. Sometimes if you find ones that are 100, you kind of debate about watching it. Now put those two together, and that's what we have here today. Now a quick lesson on countdowns. Now countdowns were created in 1985. I did actually write a script this time, as I do for my usual closet countdowns, where I write a script and then I kind of talk about what I wrote, because I'm not good at saying things at the moment. Ah, yes, Gordon Ramsay. Ramsay has hosted and starred in well over a dozen shows since 2002. Ramsay is by far considered a base god to many people alike, because no matter what Ramsay says, no matter what Ramsay do, we still for some reason honor his opinion. Today I'll be countdowning Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell. Why Hotel Hell? Well, number 10, Mill Street Bistro.
Soup. I can't teach you that. That's called common sense. That in your tiny mind is not common. Pardon? Come here, you. Should we put raw onions in a caramelized onion soup? Tell him! No.
Head Chef Joe of Mill Street Bistro is arrogant because he farms his own buffalo and other gamey meats. His stubborn ego only sparked constant moments of bewildering.
Chef Ramsay does not know the bite of an elk, and I would like to go to his restaurant where he has elk.
That fucking elk is tender, it's delicious.
What I'm trying to accomplish is from farm to fork. This is how these items eat. I was surprised that he didn't get that.
I'm gonna challenge him.
This location was so intense that they had to divide it into 2 parters, which is actually a lot more common than you would think. The dude gets up front and personal with Ramsay several times.
It's ridiculous questions. Are you that stupid?
So don't fucking serve the thing, right?
Whose restaurant is it?
It's my restaurant
Then
and I'm
act
asking for
fucking
help.
responsible.
I'm asking for fucking help.
Then wake up,
You wake up.
idiot!
Fucking come in here and help me instead of running your job.
Number 9, the restaurant that nearly killed a man. I don't know if I should say it that intense, but we'll just like go for it. I got a grim one for you. Season 5, episode 3. Hold up. Like many crustaceans, lobster meat has a very tender, sensitive interior. This sensitive interior is vulnerable to being broken down. When proteins break down in meat, ammonia starts to present itself.
You want me to order you a coffee? Will that make it better?
What did he have?
It's a lobster tail.
Ingesting ammonia can cause a series of health effects that are very similar to the stomach flu. Too much can possibly cause coma and death.
John, come here, you. Just smell it. Seriously. Fishy.
I can smell the ammonia.
Yeah, you smell that? And that's what that man's just eaten.
So why am I telling you this? Well, let's just say that this place may have fed a man a rotten lobster.
Joe, just clarify something for me.
We could possibly kill them.
Kill someone. And whilst we're discussing this, and there's a man vomiting in the toilet now.
I can't believe this is happening right now. Feels like shit to know that you got somebody sick.
And
Where's a shot of something? I need a shot. I need a shot of something. I got a guy vomiting.
Number 3, Leilas Fine Dining. Boy, this restaurant was everything but. The biggest issue with this place was a lack of discipline. The chefs were taking advantage of the owner by helping themselves to the food and hanging out as opposed to actually working. One of the chefs, who was nicknamed
Boy Buzzard. He's always pecking that shit. Always eating everything, that's right.
He like to stand in the kitchen and eat, you know? You always catch him with something in his hand. I think he got a tape on him.
Buzzard walked out early with bottles of wine and a 4-course meal.
Oh, fuck, man. Almost had a heart attack.
And what have you got in there?
Got a sandwich from earlier, some pasta that somebody ordered and they didn't want.
Jesus, lamb in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about it.
Did you ask anyone for it?
No.
You need to go talk to her and let her know.
I have no problem with that.
Okay,
She
I'll
says,
come
no,
with
I
you.
throw this
Let's
in the
go.
trash can.
We'll go together.
The executive chef was stubbornly opposed Ramsay's criticisms. The chef was so inept he couldn't even decipher beef from chicken.
Ricky, what was that?
It was beef.
Legs.
Tastes like chicken.
You're right, Ricky. You're wrong. That was chicken.
now I'm going to show you my favorite clip from this entire episode is probably about 19 minutes in. This is when the executive chef clashes with Gordon Ramsay, and it's pretty comical, so.
Why did you become a chef?
Because I have a passion for food, that's why.
A passion for what?
Food.
You're making powdered mashed potato.
You talk about the mashed potatoes. I didn't hear not one person complain about them tonight. Did you?
What?
I think that's a signature Gordon Ramsay response. It's just for him to go, what? wait, there is one line from this I really want to show you guys. Hold up.
What was fresh on the menu?
As far as not being frozen?
As far as not being frozen, not being bought in...
Everything has to be frozen. We just can't let stuff go bad, you know?
Huh? Have you got any balls?
Got big nuts.
Did I say 3 last time? Number 6. Hotel Hell Season 1, Episode 1, Juniper Hill. So now let's talk about Hotel Hell. Imagine kitchen nightmares, but instead of restaurants, Ramsay tries to help hotels. This inn is run by a couple of owners that have no care with the way that they treat their budget. Their staff are used to going days without being paid on time.
Not on time. We're supposed to get paid every 2 weeks.
So what do you earn a fortnight?
I made $6,000 this year.
$6,000 a year?
My last paycheck was $48.
Unbelievable. Robert's obviously got enough money to fill the guest rooms with fine art and antique furniture, but he doesn't pay his staff.
However, owner Robert Dean II spends all of the investment money on spiffy, unauthentic furniture.
Packed with thousands of dollars worth of...
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
How much stuff does one need? Bloody hell.
Robert is also known for taking tips, spoiling his friends with free wine, has no prices on the menu at all. The inn only accepts reservations for some reason. This Hotel Hell is also a 2-parter, and I love it. I think one of my favorite parts in this episode is when Gordon Ramsay takes a bath, disincluding the part when he does my favorite Ramsay line of all time, but we'll get to that momentarily.
Do is pay your salary on time.
I don't have a secretary, Gordon, I'm sorry. I'm trying to communicate with brides. I'm trying to send out things. I have to have peaceful time in order to do my...
It's not all about you, Robert. Robert's world, Robert's bubble, Robert's dream. You're not the Lord of the Manor, and you're not the Great Gatsby. You're Robert. There's only me in here.
Excuse me.
Go on then, you pompous...
Number 5. Here's another Hotel Hell for you. This hotel is trying its best to be a 5-star joint in New York.
San Diego, California.
The room he ends up spending his time in is about $800 a night. A studio room with a bathtub in the living quarters. A TV that is so close to the fucking chair, it's uninhabitable. Management is super stern in avoiding themselves as the problem.
I don't know what to say.
When was the last time you stayed in the hotel?
It's been a while.
You cannot stand there and tell me that there's nothing wrong with this place when you don't even stay in it.
The restaurant manager, Aaron, did that bougie avoiding card that he apparently didn't know until just now.
Oh, in the kitchen itself, we can take that call. It's definitely an option, but we've always discussed...
Would you think that's faster?
I think as the hotel takes it, it's just as fast.
So even though the customers are unhappy with the wait that they've had to endure, you don't want to do anything for them?
I didn't know how long the customer was waiting until just now.
This episode peaks when the executive chef was criticized by actually Gordon, who was in a pretty calm state, to the point of being fainted.
A chair.
Use the word flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted. Number 7, Burger Kitchen, Season 4, Episode 6 and 7. Alright, so let's be honest, the drama is what fuels this show. This burger joint is run by a father-son ownership. The son, Daniel, and his girlfriend, Wendy, constantly clashed with Daniel's dad. And you know...
was truly devastated.
This is crazy.
I can't do it, you know?
Go outside, come on.
I can relate with Daniel. So at about like 14 minutes in, when Ramsay thought it would be a great idea to reconcile their differences.
Excuse me, Wendy, you don't have a right to be cruel.
I'm tired of this
What,
shit.
are you a rude person constantly?
You get paid, he doesn't.
Wendy,
There's no
what?
cash in the cash register.
What do I get paid? Name it.
Jen gets paid.
Prove it.
Prove it. Go look at the
Go
books.
look at the checkbook.
Go and
Right
get the
now.
checkbook right now.
Yeah.
I have not been paid. I repaid a loan
No,
because I
Jen
have
gets
no money
paid.
for my rent. And you've got 160,000 in the fucking
pay
bank.
his rent with his own money, but he would make
Daniel's dad, he actually wrote a book about his relationship between him and his father and how they had very turbulent times. Gordon was up till 4 a.m. reading Alan's book. Oh, so I did remember his name. Ramsey was shocked by how history was repeating itself once again. That alone sparked me to put this on this list. Ramsey was up till 4 a.m. reading your novel. Lucky bastard.
How do I do that when I don't believe in that?
How do I... You're asking me how you get along? Be civilized, don't fight, and just learn to walk away. We're in a dreadful predicament. And it's festered and got so much worse. And it's so sad to see a family ripped apart with the viciousness. It is not necessary. You have to change your ways, both of you.
So I thought I could get this one out of the way. I have it written on my script actually, so I don't forget. So in 2015, The Late Late Show with James Corden uploaded a skit called Hell's Cafeteria. The video soon went viral, with a lot of the segments appearing in a lot of mean compilations. One of the biggest ones that's most well known from it takes 2 pieces of bread and he puts it around the outside of the cheek region of a fellow chef, and he says, "What are you?"
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Then we all laughed and showed our friends, and the moment is not really considered a big one for me because it is relatively scripted. I mean, that doesn't make any sense though, because we don't really know if Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell is actually scripted. But what we can do is just pretend, and pretending is fun, and I like pretending. I hope you like pretending too, and pretending is very important, especially when you are a man-child such as myself. Number 4. Amy's Baking Company. Amy's Baking Company is probably one of the most well-known episodes of Kitchen Nightmares out there. Regardless of the popularity, this episode needs to be either watched or watched again. Sammy will sometimes explode that results in him swearing several customers to get the fuck out of his restaurant.
You fuck yourself! Go, you motherfucker! You out! Don't speak like this! Go! Yeah, I fucking fuck you!
The majority of the people in Arizona think that if you come to our restaurant that we're gonna yell at you, scream at you, and throw you outside. And that is not who we are.
The owners were so emotionally unstable that Ramsey actually quit before even helping them tweak their recipes.
Sure, I'll burn it for them.
This is not cooked enough.
The food we're making is going straight to the trash. And there are starving people that could be eating it, but instead these people decided that they're going to come fuck with my life.
I mean, this episode is just a roller coaster that I would recommend watching with your friends. Yeah, if I ever show someone Kitchen Nightmares, I usually like to show them Amy's Baking Company because it is relatively the most entertaining and it's just off the wall crazy. This is season 6 and this is the first time Gordon Ramsay ever walked out on a restaurant. So check it out, please. Check out this makeshift setup. Nice, right? Number 8, the Murphy Hotel. The Murphy Hotel was managed by 2 sisters, Vita and Rena. Gina actually persuaded her dad to purchase the hotel for her. After just 6 weeks of trying to run the hotel, Gina went on a 3-month trip to Minneapolis to think everything out. Gina is considered a crybaby, and Vita is considered borderline sociopathic, according to the employees.
She doesn't get out of bed until 3 o'clock every afternoon, leaving the hotel understaffed.
A lot of times I feel like people come to work just to make tips and for their paycheck. They're not necessarily here to take care of this historic artifact.
It's almost comical with the way that Gordon Ramsay tries to confront them, but fails. The kitchen, oh my god, don't get me started. So Ramsay was served a spoiled broccoli cauliflower soup.
Taste it, just a small bit.
Look.
It is absolutely disgusting. Does the chef not care? No?
No. I don't think the cooks care anymore.
The sisters then responded by saying,
Anybody tasting it, it smells burnt.
This is why we make our own food. You can
I don't eat here anymore.
So what did Gordon do? Well, he cleared out the swamp and started anew. The episode as a whole was actually rather wholesome. I think there was a lot of learning recommendation. There was a lot of learning that came about in this episode. Number 9.
30 minutes from Colorado Springs. It's known as the city above the clouds, and it's home to Mangia Mangia, an Italian restaurant owned by former realtor Julie Watson.
Although this may sound debatable, out of every episode of Kitchen Nightmare I've seen, this one may take the cake for me. This episode was just had so much going on. You have the store owner that knows absolutely nothing, with her only defense being,
I think our food's good. I have this restaurant.
Okay, so he's put you over a
And
barrel.
so yeah, exactly. He knows that I can't fire her because I have no one else.
How old is he?
22.
He's 22.
Yes.
I mean, 22 years of age, you shouldn't be running the kitchen. But somehow the food turns out good.
It does turn out good.
How is that possible?
their head chef, Trevor, apparently had beef with Julia's daughter. This beef actually escalated into a toxic gas all behind the restaurant while there were still people in the dining room. This is almost like an episode of Degrassi.
3 weeks ago? Where is it? You know, like common stuff to clean? Where is
Kevin, let's talk about all the times you haven't showed up to work because you're high.
it? 2 times.
You're so disrespectful to her. You need to show a little
She
respect.
doesn't want to listen to anything we have to fucking say.
She tries to, but you guys don't even give her.
My favorite dude was probably Chris the server. Chris was just minding his own business. He wasn't doing anything wrong. Chris was just he's in there to get in and get out. But fucking, who's the dumb bitch that runs it?
Chris, hurry up. I need to put something in.
What do you want me to do? I can't go any faster than the computer's going.
No, you're fiddly fucking around.
I'm not doing anything.
I think if you're looking for an episode that's rich in a lot of drama, as far as Kitchen Nightmare goes, this would probably be a good one for you.
Discovered over 400 portions of pre-cooked pasta.
Now, honorary mentions. First we have blackberries. There was actually a Ghostbusters spoof that I don't know. Number 1. I kind of gave you guys my favorite episode of Kitchen Nightmares, but I'm gonna give you guys my favorite episode of Hotel Hell. This was Season 1, Episode 6, the Roosevelt Hotel. So there was something special about the Roosevelt Hotel. So this 16-bedroom building used to be a elementary school, and is now owned by one of its former students,
John Hoff.
The Roosevelt Inn is the first hotel I've ever actually owned. I was up here signing the papers and I called my wife Tina. And all of a sudden I hear this, she started crying.
I did not want to buy the hotel, but John really did.
This dude is an absolute man-child. He can't cook, he throws fits, he rejects criticism.
Why do you think everything's a big joke?
Because you're very critical.
I'm here to get this place right. But what I don't understand is how blasé you are to the situation. I'm going to give you the truth. And if you don't like that, then I'm out of here.
What'd you want me to do? Get angry and punch you?
You want to punch me? You go first.
Maybe I do want to punch you a little bit, but I can become physically very, very violent.
And to top it off, he runs a Sherlock Holmes murder mystery every month. On those nights, his wife is enslaved to the kitchen while he entertains the guests. This episode ended on a relatively more wholesome note, which is usually the episodes I like the most. You get a lot of really good fucking Ramsey lines. I think it's just solid all the way through, guys.
To $1.1 million of debt. You're forcing her to live in hell. She's telling me that. I just think of the last 13 years, but what you've done, and not to you, to everybody else standing behind you.
So there you have it, guys. 10 episodes of Kitchen Nightmare and Hotel Hell that you should check out. I will say that I've been spending my past few days kind of really sitting in this closet and introspecting the powers of the great Ramsey can really make you learn a lot about life. These two shows taught me about accepting criticism. Sometimes the only real way to change is to look at yourself and start from anew. Ramsey put his heart and soul into helping people by providing that devil's advocate perspective needed for self-improvement. Sometimes you never really know how bad a situation is until an outside perspective influences you. Thanks, Gordon. I hope you live to be 101, because you are 101. Alright guys, see you later. I'm done. This was Uncle and Bates Closet Countdown, and we did 10 episodes, and I think we spent 2 hours or some shit in here. Yeah, I think I started at 2:30, so it was only an hour and a half. It wasn't really that bad. Alright, yeah, more videos to come, I guess.
In spite of business picking up at the restaurant, Leila's debts were too large to overcome, and she was forced to close her doors.